All right, this is Robert with Fly High Paramotors. Today's an exciting day. I'm going to review for you guys a really cool wing. And the question is this the future of wing and wing designs for flying? So this right here, guys, is a single surface glider with no cells. There's no inflation cells, no cells for the air to go into and fill up the glider and pressurize it. It's like voodoo magic. It's pretty cool. I've kited it already a little bit. I mean, we have very little wind right now. We're in the sandbox here. Amazing place to learn and to fly here in Pensacola Beach, Florida. And I did a couple forwards with it with no wind, and it comes up really easily. Like you don't even really run with it in no wind, which is, if you know, when you try to launch a glider in no wind, you got to run. And so this is a glider by Independence Paragliding, and it's called the Grasshopper. And so that's who makes it. And so I did a forward with it, and there was pretty much no wind, and I was just basically walking, and the glider was above me with good pressure in the brakes. I mean, you know, you can feel the glider was pressurized, and you can feel the brakes. So it wasn't like stalling or anything like that in that no wind while I wasn't running. So this is a size 28. So, you know, this is a big glider for me. I'm only about 145 pounds, but so this is a big glider for me, but at least I'll be able to fly it and see how it feels like. And so I've flown other single surface gliders, but they still had some cells that had intake cells for the air to go in and pressurize the glider. But this glider has no cells, absolutely none. Check it out. It's just got a curvature to the nose, but as you can see, it looks like there should be cells, but it's not there. And it just holds that shape. And this nose is just curved in, and that's it. The glider weighs it's like feather light. I don't know exactly what the glider weighs, but like just comparing it to something else, like an Ozone Spider, which is a really light glider, or like an Ozone Sirocco, again, a really light glider. This thing weighs like way less than even those gliders. So it's pretty amazing. I'm going to actually set up the chase cam behind it and have the chase cam following me. I'm not sure if anybody's ever flown one of these things with a chase cam behind it, because, you know, there's no cells creating no rigid pressure in there. So I wonder, it should hang there properly and not cause a deformation on the wing, but we'll see. I don't know. I guess I'll be the guinea pig to find out today. So hopefully it'll all go right, and the chase cam won't disturb the shape of the wing. So let's give it a try. I'm expecting the wing to fly very efficiently. That's what the single surface gliders are known for, efficiently and slow. So, you know, with these gliders, the drawback to them is they're kind of slow, and but they're very efficient, so you need very little power to go on it. So with my motor and being such a big wing and so efficient, I'll probably need like hardly any power. So let me set this up and let's do it. We're going to do pretty much almost a nil wind. I mean, look at that sock. The streamer there is completely dead. So it's going to be pretty much a nil wind launch, but it should be really easy with this. So I'm going to set this up, and we're going to launch the Air Conception 280, and let's see how this goes. I'll be back. well, what can I say? Like I thought, it's really efficient. I'm pretty much flying around almost like just about like over idle. That's how efficient it is on this big size for me. Like barely any power usage. Speed, I think I was going maybe about 12 miles an hour or so, 15, something like that. And I got a little wind probably up there. What else can I say? It launches super easily. The no wind forward was like nothing. I landed and there's hardly any wind, and the glider was just staying above my head. The landing you got to kind of get used to, because I think you got to kind of come in somehow faster, like just dive it a little bit so it has some more speed, because if you flare it just stops and then you kind of just land. So you got to get used to that. As far as the brake input feel when you're flying it, and I noticed this on the other single skin gliders, it kind of feels like it's depressurizing on you, but it isn't. Like the brake goes slack and then poof, slack and then up. So you know, on a normal glider, when you feel that, it's like a collapse is about to come on. But on this one, it just, I don't know, it just does that. It's a different feeling in the brake. It's a little unsettling at first because you think the glider is about to kind of go or something. So you have to get used to it, because the pressure in the brakes feels different. I think because of the single surface, the glider kind of wobbles a little bit easier, and that's what you're feeling in the brake height when you're flying it. So other than that, I mean, what can I say, man? This is just a super easy glider to fly around and putt around with, and be very efficient with the fuel burn. So it's just a very efficient glider, very easy to launch. It's, you know, makes me think, is this really where the future is going? Because it's just so easy to fly and so easy to launch. I'd have to fly it in rougher air and see how well it does. But I mean, you can do like a no wind forward without even really running. How do you do that on another glider? You can't. So pretty amazing. Cool glider. Stay tuned for more reviews, and visit flyhighparamotors.com if you want to get paramotor training. Come learn here in this beautiful area, Pensacola Beach. I'm off. Okay, so I'm gonna kite the glider. I'm gonna kite the Grasshopper just to show you guys. I'm gonna reverse kite it. Look at the wind. We got very little. Before we had almost nothing. So that little wind, watch how this thing comes up. There's force behind it, even in this little wind. Look at that, it's dragging me. Look at that. Look at that. Barely any wind, and I can forward kite it. Nobody else can keep a glider up right now. And I'm like, I mean, it might be like, what, 2 miles an hour? If that?
Even.